Hello students, we were reading page number 46 from the page snapshot, and the name of the chapter is Mother's Day. And we have already learned a lot of things about this household that belongs to Mrs. Pearson and Mr. Pearson, and they had two children. One is Cyril, who is their son, and they had a daughter also whose name was Doris. So Doris and Cyril, they were actually taught a very good lesson by Mrs. Fitzgerald. Actually, why? Because Mrs. Pearson was having the soul of Mrs. Fitzgerald, and she was actually teaching a very good lesson to these children. And at the same time, when after some time Mrs. Pearson, who had become Mrs. Fitzgerald, she actually wanted to know what was happening, how her family members were treated, or how Mrs. Fitzgerald was behaving inside her house. So she actually came back after some time, and she was called as a silly old bag by Cyril. But Cyril did not know that he was actually not talking to Pearson at that time, because Mrs. Pearson was actually having the soul of Mrs. Fitzgerald, and Mrs. Fitzgerald disliked all these comments about herself. And after some time, you can say Fitzgerald actually was trying to tell Cyril that uh, she was not happy with their behavior, and Mrs. Pearson, the way they were talking about Mrs. Fitzgerald was not good. This was said by Mrs. Pearson. Now we are on page number 47. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, moving to the settee, whispering, "Oh dear, what is happening?" Means, what kind of things are happening inside the household, inside her house? Mrs. Pearson said calmly, "Nothing much, just putting them in their right places." Now, this is very important. What is the meaning? When Mrs. Fitzgerald came, actually she was Mrs. Pearson, and she was asking a question from Fitzgerald, means Pearson. She said that what kind of things were happening. So Mrs. Pearson replied, she said nothing much was happening inside the house, and she was just showing them their right places. She was just putting them in their places, means she was just teaching them a good lesson. That's all. Doing what you ought to have done long since. And according to Mrs. Pearson, who is actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, this was to be done by her, not Mrs. Fitzgerald, but by Mrs. Pearson. All these things should have been done beforehand to handle her family in a good way, to teach them a good lesson. Mrs. Fitzgerald, is George home? She sits beside Mrs. Pearson on the settee. Mrs. Pearson, yes, I have been telling him what they think of him at the club. And Mrs. Pearson said that she had already told him also that what kind of things were told or said by the people about him and how they treat him at the club. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, well, they think a lot of him, don't they? Mrs. Pearson, no, they don't. And now you know it. He knows. He knows it. Mrs. Fitzgerald, nervously. Why nervously? Because actually now she is not Mrs. Fitzgerald. She is Mrs. Pearson actually. The soul of Mrs. Pearson was inside Mrs. Fitzgerald. But because she was Mrs. Pearson, she was having nervousness. She said, oh dear, I wish you had not Mrs. Fitzgerald. Pearson, who is actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, she said, nonsense, doing them all a world of good, and they will be eating out of your hand soon, you'll see. Means, the way you handle your children, the way you handle your husband, they are going to get away from your hands. They would really get you underneath. They would really change the changes which are brought by her, Mrs. Fitzgerald. I don't think I want them eating out of my hands. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, who is actually Mrs. Pearson, that she would not let this happen. Mrs. Pearson said impatiently, well, whatever you want, they will be doing it. All three of them. Mark my words, Mrs. Pearson. But now Mrs. Pearson actually said this to Mrs. Pearson. Why? Because this Mrs. Pearson is actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, and she was talking to Mrs. Pearson, and she was telling her that now all the three people, all three of them, means all the three people, like her husband and two children, Doris and Cyril and George, they are going to do whatever would be asked by Mrs. Pearson, because she had set them all right. She had taught them a lesson, and now they were controlled. George enters left glumly, means in a very sad way. Glumly means very sadly he enters. He is unpleasantly surprised when he sees the visitor. But after seeing the visitor, who is the visitor? Visitor is Fitzgerald, who is actually Mrs. Pearson. He moves to the armchair left, sits down heavily and glumly, lights his pipe. Means he lights his cigarette or cigar. Then he looks from Mrs. Pearson to Mrs. Fitzgerald, who is regarding him anxiously. George, George said, just looked in for a minute, I suppose, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, who doesn't know what she is saying? Well, yes, I suppose so, George. George said, aghast. George, because Mrs. Fitzgerald called George Pearson as George. It was really shocking for George. Why? Because George disliked this kind of, you can say, address given by Mrs. Fitzgerald, because according to George, Mrs. Fitzgerald could not speak to him like that, because she should put Mr. or something respectfully just before taking the name of George. Mrs. Fitzgerald said nervously, oh, I am sorry. Mrs. Pearson impatiently, what does it matter? Your name is George, isn't it? Who do you think you are, Duke of Edinburgh? But Mrs. Pearson, who is actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, she said that why he was making a scene, because his name was George. If somebody was calling him as George, what was the matter? What was wrong in it? He was not Duke of Edinburgh. He was not an emperor. वो king तो है नहीं जिसका नाम नहीं ले सकते. He was actually a normal man, ordinary personality. And what was wrong when Mrs. Fitzgerald took his name? George said angrily. What is he got to do with it? Just tell me. And isn't it bad enough without her calling me George? Naughty Pompey Pearson and poor Doris has been crying her eyes out upstairs. Yes, crying her eyes out. But George was very upset. According to him, all the things went wrong inside their household, and he also told a lot of things to Mrs. Fitzgerald. He wanted to tell her that not only she was calling him with his name George, but he was called as Pompey Pearson also, and Doris was also maltreated by her, and she was also crying out upstairs. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, wailing. Wailing means she was very almost crying. She was really upset. Oh dear, I ought to have known. Means Mrs. Fitzgerald actually was very upset. Who is actually Mrs. Pearson, and she said that she knew that something wrong was going to happen. George said, staring at her annoyed, you ought to have known. Why you ought to have known? Nothing to do with you. Mrs. Fitzgerald, look, we are at sixes and sevens here just now, so perhaps you'll excuse us. But George got very annoyed, naraz ho gaya, and he did not know why this woman, whose name was Mrs. Fitzgerald, she was interfering in their personal matters. And he said that their house was at sixes and sevens. At sixes and sevens generally means mismanaged, not well organized. So according to George, their house was really at sixes and sevens, means it was really mismanaged now, and they need to be left alone. Means Mrs. Pearson should not interfere, and she should leave their house. Mrs. Pearson said, before Mrs. Fitzgerald can reply, I won't excuse you, Miss George Pearson. Next time a friend and neighbor comes to see me, just say nothing when you see her. Good evening, or how do you do? So or something, and don't just march in and sat down without a word. It's bad manners. But Mrs. Pearson was very angry with the behavior that was done by George Pearson, and she wanted to tell him that whenever there is some neighbor or there is a friend in their house, George Pearson should behave properly. He should know to say goodbye, good evening, or wish the people who would have visited them. Otherwise, she would teach him a lesson. Mrs. Fitzgerald said nervously, "No, it's all right." But Mrs. Pearson, who is actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, who is actually Mrs. Pearson, she said that it was all right. She did not want any kind of regard and respect. Mrs. Pearson said, "No, it is not all right. We all have some decent manners in this house, or I'll know the reason why." Means glaring at George. Glaring means she was staring, घूर के देख रही है at George, and she actually wanted to tell a fact to George Pearson that he should behave properly in the house. George said, intimidated. Intimidated means fearful. He was very fearful. He said, "Well, what?" Mrs. Pearson taunting him. "Why don't you get off to your club? Special night tonight, isn't it? They will be waiting for you, wanting to have a good laugh. Go on then. Don't disappoint them." But Mrs. Pearson now gave a very good rebuke and chided. Means वो डांट रही है, फटकार रही है to her own husband, and she told him that if he could not behave properly in the house, he should leave the house, he should go to his club, because the people at club, they would be waiting for him to come, because they would be wanting to laugh at something, and they wanted a subject to laugh at, somebody to laugh at. George said bitterly, "That's right. Make me look silly in front of her now. Go on, don't mind me." Her eyes out. Now, this is very important again. According to George Pearson, he was being treated in such a way, or maltreated, or he was ill treated, he was misbehaved by his own wife in front of a person who did not belong to their family, in front of that Mrs. Fitzgerald, and that was not liked by George Pearson. George actually did not want that all these things should happen in front of Mrs. Fitzgerald, and he said, "Don't mind me," means don't do anything else, just misbehave with me and maltreat me. Sixes and sevens means everything is mismanaged in the house, everything is going wrong. Poor Doris been crying her eyes out, getting the neighbors in to see the fun. Means on one hand he was being maltreated, on the other hand his daughter Doris was also crying, and there is a neighbor who had come to see all these things, and the neighbor was Mrs. Fitzgerald. Suddenly losing his temper, glaring means he stared in a very bad way at his own wife, Mrs. Pearson, and shouting, "All right, let her hear it. What is the matter with you? Have you gone balmy or what?" Now George was very indignant. He was very surprised and shocked, and he wanted to know what actually was happening to Mrs. Pearson, what she had been going through, and what actually had happened to her. Was she balmy? Was she mad? Or was something wrong with her or not? What actually had happened? Mrs. Pearson said, jumping up savagely, "If you shout at me again like that, George Pearson, I'll slap your big fat silly face." But Mrs. Pearson actually savagely means in a very indecent way, in an uncivilized way. She said that if George Pearson would speak to her like this, he would be slapped and he would be beaten badly by Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Fitzgerald said, moaning. Moaning means, now she was crying, almost crying, because she was actually Mrs. Pearson, but she could not interfere. And she said, no, please, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Pearson sits. Now, this is very interesting. She is inside Mrs. Fitzgerald and she was calling her own name. So this actually was a shock for George Pearson. He was surprised that why Mrs. Fitzgerald was taking her own name, why Mrs. Fitzgerald was stopping Mrs. Fitzgerald only. So George said, staring at her, bewildered. Bewildered means he was confused. He said, either I am off my chump or you two are. Means either he was mad, chump means he was mad, or these two women were mad. Why? How do you mean? No, no, please, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Why? Mrs. Fitzgerald was actually asking herself to stop. Look, you are Mrs. Fitzgerald. So why are you telling yourself to stop when you are not doing anything? Means because you are not doing anything, why you are taking your own name? So George was actually surprised and he was shocked and he was confused also. He did not know what was going on in his own house. Tell her to stop. Then there would be some sense in it. Means ask Mrs. Pearson to stop, because Mrs. Pearson was actually doing all these things, not Mrs. Fitzgerald. Staring at Mrs. Pearson, I think you must be Tiddly. And then he stared at Mrs. Pearson again, and George said to his wife that she must be Tiddly. Tiddly means slightly drunk. शायद वो she was under the impact of the beer. Mrs. Pearson said, staring up savagely. Say again, George Pearson. George said, intimidated. All right, all right, all right. Mrs. Pearson said, very savagely, in a very blunt way, बहुत गुस्से में, angrily, she said, that speak it again, George Pearson. And George was intimidated. Intimidated means he was fearful. And he said, no, 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 I am not going to speak anything. And he knew that if he would speak, he would be maltreated and he could be punched or slapped by Mrs. Pearson, because Mrs. Pearson had already warned him not to speak anything silly. So we are going to leave this chapter here only. Tomorrow we are going to start from the page number 49 and we are now left with 3 more pages, and in the next class we are going to finish this chapter. I hope you would have got some understanding of the chapter. Read this chapter, watch these videos, keep learning, stay back home. Thank you very much.